Hey everyone, surprise, it's me, Dr. Clark, your physical therapist, registered yoga teacher, here to lead you in just a brief heart opener. Some days I am just not in the mood and do not have the time for a full yoga class. Lots of different reasons. Sometimes I'm just running around. Sometimes by the time I sit down, I want to stay put. But what I have noticed is that I'm spending a lot of time at my computer and I feel very rounded in my shoulders. I actually noticed more than once last week an actual burning pain across the back of my shoulders. And I've been prioritizing then doing the opposite movement, opening my chest, opening my heart, lengthening my front body. And so I thought I would just share that with you, some of the strategies that I utilize that are counter computer postures, but really allow you and force you and at least give you the opportunity to open your heart, which is where I think we all need to spend more time, opening our heart. Maybe a little less time watching TV and getting caught up in the chaos and getting caught up in the social media drama, and shut it all off. This will be brief, maybe 30 minutes. Just gonna open our heart. Okay, so that's my intention for this class, is to share a brief yoga session that's going to be all focused on heart opening, and it's going to be brief for a couple reasons. You can fit it in any time during your day, so there's no excuses. And I'm really going to encourage you to take these movements apart and just pick the ones that feel the best for you and push those into your day. So if you feel like me sometimes and you're like, man, I don't have time for yoga, but I do have pose for one posture, or two postures, or just to focus on my breathing for a minute, that's what I want to empower you to do today, because that's where I have felt I needed yoga in the past couple of weeks. So wherever you're at, just come into your comfortable seat so we can just build a mindset for this practice. This is going to be a heart opening sequence. So close your eyes, and maybe that's your intention. Maybe your intention is just to be quiet, focus internally. There's a lot of chaos externally, so that's hard to do. So just focus on you for the next few minutes. Focus on allowing your heart to be open. Focus on allowing yourself to be taught something new. And just to listen. I was reminded today at work in one of our devotionals that it's so easy to be faithful and hopeful and loving when everything is going good. And it's an actual true testament of your commitment and your resilience and your just actual self when it's hard. And these days we have lots of things that are hard. So commit to yourself for these next few moments. Commit to opening your heart. Commit to renewing your faith and your hope in the time of challenge. As you start to breathe deep in your inhale, filling first your belly, then your chest, lifting your heart, and exhaling. And since we're going to really emphasize opening our heart, right away, as you blink your eyes open, let's use your arms. So inhale, sweep them up, reaching to the sky, kind of arching your back, coming all the way to the top. And as you exhale, pull those arms down into cactus arms. Bring those elbows all the way behind you, like your elbows are going to touch your hips. So inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, elbows come down and in. Maybe 3 or 4 times, sweeping your arms around and up, looking up. Exhaling, pulling everything down. And opening that chest when you do it. So my elbows, when I pull them down, are really coming slightly behind my shoulder. Like I'm gonna put my elbows in my back pocket, okay? A couple more, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Good. This time, reach up with both arms, grab your right wrist, hold to the left. Keep your sit bones down, lengthening your right side body. Tilt your chin to the sky, open your heart. Inhale. Exhale, come back up tall, switch your wrists. Exhale. Good. So this series of movements are all going to make us open our heart. Inhale, come up tall, switch to your, bring your left hand down, maybe coming down to your forearm or to a block. This is a really nice place for a block. Sit bones down, so this just deepens that stretch we just did. If I really push my sit bones down, I can feel a stretch through the front of my hip. That's how you know my muscles are tight. Inhale, sweeping up. Maybe bring that block with you so that when you exhale, you can just sweep right on down to the other side. Push those hip bones, those sit bones down into the ground, lengthening your body. Inhale, come back up nice and tall, reach both arms. Exhale, hands, heart center. So we'll do a little twist this time. So I want you to inhale, reach. Exhale, twist to the right. So left hand in front of your right knee. Inhale, come up tall. Exhale, right hand to left knee. So you're kind of giving yourself a little overpressure in that twist. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. You can gaze up at your thumbs if you want to as you reach up. You can gaze down towards your knee or behind it when you come down. It's really whatever you need. It's whatever you feel feels good to you. Get out a couple creaks and cracks in there. Come back to center on your next exhale. Good. Go ahead and drop your hands to your knees. Cat and cow right here in your seat. So inhale, lift your chest, lift your heart. Exhale, round it down, really rolling your hips under. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, rolling under. So honestly, any one of these movements we've done so far, you can take it apart and do it by itself. So if you've been sitting at the computer for a while, maybe you just do cat and cow. Maybe you do some inhales and exhales with some twists. I want you to feel empowered to do yoga when it fits your schedule, when your body's calling for it, and not feeling like it needs to be this whole big thing that you roll out your mat and you carve out an hour. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands, heart center. Because yoga should just be available whenever you need it. All right, inhale, reach that right arm up over your head. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. I keep my left hand under my sit bone. And every exhale, I'm just melting and feeling that left side of my neck stretch. Maybe it feels good to gaze down towards your right knee. It just moves the stretch slightly to the back of your neck. Again, you can just pull this stretch out and do it by itself. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sweep that arm down. We're going to roll our shoulders. Inhale, lift them forward and up. Exhale, roll them back and down. 3 times forward to your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling. And then all you're going to do is switch direction of that shoulder roll. So you still inhale as you come up. Exhale as you go down. And again, any one of these stretches feels good all by itself. Inhale, left arm up, right hand under your seat. Wrap around towards your opposite ear. Pull your left ear towards your left shoulder. Being gentle, being purposeful to keep your right shoulder down. Maybe turning your gaze down towards your left knee. Just feeling that neck stretch wherever you need it. Inhale, come back to center. Sweep your arms up, gaze at your thumbs. Exhale, hands heart center. Good. We're just going to do a few more seated heart opener stretches. So I'm going to have you come off of your bolster or your cushion if you were on one. So in order to really open our heart, we need to have a lengthened spine, and we need to be able to have some movement in that spine. So let's do just one forward fold. So go ahead and put your feet out in front, flex your feet. If you're not feeling ready, like you can grab your big toe or your foot yet, you can use a strap to just lasso the bottom of your feet. So I don't have to have really any flexibility here. And always be kind to yourself. So consider putting a big old bend in your knees. Maybe you even put a block or a pillow under your knees. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward fold, right? So during this forward fold, you're still keeping your heart open because you're not caving forward in your shoulders and drooping down. You're hinging forward at your hip. My shoulders are pulled backwards. My elbows are directed towards the back of the room as I'm hinging forward at my hips, okay? So keep your head in alignment with your spine so you're not looking up, you're not rounding down, you're just in a neutral position. Shoulders back. Inhale. Maybe as you exhale, go a little bit deeper. Maybe you can reach your big toes. Maybe you can reach the bottom of your foot. Whatever position that you're taking, though, try not to round those shoulders and dump down. Keep broadening across your shoulder blades, opening them as you're reaching forward. We don't normally think of a forward fold as a heart opener, but I want you to think about broadening across your chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, round down, and then roll your spine all the way up to your seat, bringing your shoulders to your ears. Exhale them down. We're going to do a nice little twist. So I like to keep my left leg long, cross my right leg over my left, and then bend that left knee. So I have the opportunity in this position to compress my lower abdomen and the contents of my insides so that when I twist, it like really wrings them out. So I'm going to inhale my left arm up, and as I exhale, I bring my left elbow outside my right knee. My right hand is behind me. I gaze over my right shoulder. Keep breathing. In this position, open your heart. Broaden across your shoulder blades. Try not to round down. This is a really nice opportunity if you really have this right elbow locked on your left elbow locked on your right knee. You can really feel a stretch across the back of your shoulder, which is right where I was having that burning feeling earlier. So this feels so nice. When you're ready to come out, you inhale, bringing your gaze forward. And as you exhale, you undo your twist. And you can switch your legs, okay? Now, if the super twisty leg position is just not working for you, don't do it. Keep your leg out, and maybe you don't cross, and you just grab your leg and move yourself into a twist. Or you might like the crisscross part, but you still don't have the wrap yet. You can still bring yourself in here. So, I don't know. I get really frustrated sometimes when I'm watching either a yoga video or I'm trying to follow something online And everything is giving you what they think is positive encouragement, but mostly what they're saying is you're only really doing a good job if you look like Gumby and you're like all twisted up into this giant knot, and you're only doing yoga well if you have these comparison photos that show all of this increased flexibility. And I just think that's missing the whole point. Inhale, bring your gaze back. Exhale, undo your twist. The whole point of yoga, I think, is to bring these practices of compassion off your mat. Prop your hips up. We're going to do seated butterfly. I think it's all about being kind to yourself on the mat, meeting yourself where you need, and taking that off the mat into your day, right? It's not about becoming more flexible physically. I think it's about applying what you're learning on your mat to your life, right? Seated butterfly, feet together, bring them in. I like to prop my hips up so my pelvis comes into more of an anterior tilt. Maybe you can grab your ankles. Maybe you're going to grab your big toes. Either way, you're going to hinge forward at your hips. Remember, open your heart. So we don't always think of these forward folds as heart openers, but if you broaden across your chest and you're intentionally bringing your elbows back, your heart will lift. Okay? So I'm just trying to encourage and empower you that yoga is about how you feel when you are doing it. It is about how you feel when you're done. It is about how you take these life lessons of being kind and being patient to yourself, only moving where your breath allows you, opening your heart. Take those lessons with you in life. If you actually physically get more flexible, good for you, but I don't really think that's the point of doing yoga. And I don't want you to feel discouraged by what you're seeing other people do. Just focus on how it makes you feel. Okay? And this is such a subtle movement right here, this forward hinging at the hips in butterfly pose, but wow, what an intense stretch. All the way through your inner thighs, through the outside of my hips, and by broadening my shoulders even across my chest. Inhale, come back up on your seat. Kind of just flutter your little butterfly wings for a moment. We're going to take this butterfly pose that we've allowed our legs to get into, and we're going to move it to the ground. So one of my absolute favorite heart openers that I've been doing, I'll get my son to sleep. I will lay out on the ground in front of the TV, and this is the position I get into. So we're going to do butterfly, which we just did. So the soles of your feet are together, and you let your knees fall out to the side. If they are absolutely nowhere near the ground and it's really uncomfortable the way they're stretching or pulling, you just prop them up with blocks or pillows, okay? But what I also want you to do with your blocks is make a letter T. So the top part of the T is going to be for your head, and this skinny part of the T is for your spine. So as I come down, and your blocks have different levels for a reason, so you can make yourself have as much opening as you want. Put the block along your spine, so it's at the base of your spine, and as you come down on top of it, you have really no choice but to open your heart over that block, okay? So if you don't like where you put the block, move it. If you don't like the height, flip it. Your block has 3 different heights, like a small, medium, and large, so put it where you like it. And then you just maneuver your other block so that it's a little pillow for your head. And depending upon how you support your head, you could encourage more heart opening or less. Now, for your hands, you could put one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. I like to bring my arms out into cactus arms, so the weight of my arms actually opens across my chest and my shoulders and my heart even more. And I'm telling you, I literally do this at night, and I'll watch TV here for like 15, 20, 30 minutes, and it just undoes all that computer crouching that I've been doing all day. So I'm just going to encourage you to stay here as long as you want. This is the last thing that I'm going to show you. Okay? So you can stay here for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Maybe you want to go set your watch or your phone timer, or like put your favorite song on, put something on TV, and just open your heart. Melt into the ground. Let your hips feel heavy. Let your knees fall open. Let the weight of your arms and your shoulders melt into the ground, and your heart lifts. Every time you inhale, pull in that oxygen, that life force. Every time you exhale, let go of whatever no longer serves you. Just come back to your intention, your focus on yourself, your focus on being quiet, your focus on opening your heart. And we're just going to lay here together for at least the next 8 breaths. And if you want to stay longer, you can, but I'm going to guide you back out after 8. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. All you're going to do is reach your hands under your thighs, so you bring them up a little bit like you're closing your book. You're going to roll onto your sides just so that you can get the block carefully out from under your back, and we're just going to slide on into Shavasana. So you're just coming right onto your back. Your legs are wide, your feet are open, your hands are palms up, receiving the blessing, receiving the goodness of this really short but really focused heart opening practice. Take just another couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, carefully bring your knees up, just so that you can roll onto either your right or your left side, and press yourself on up into a comfortable seat. Okay. Inhale, reaching up, exhaling, hands heart center. One more inhale, but this time as you exhale, sweep your hands down and do a reverse prayer on your back side. So all that is your hands come together on the back. You try and press them together, and in doing so, you're able to bring your shoulder blades back behind you and open your heart, what we were just focusing on. So really the whole entire goal of this super short practice was just to give you lots of different ways to think about opening your heart. I think when you open your heart physically, mentally, you feel changed, if that makes any sense. And I notice that when I feel physically restricted, I'm mentally less flexible, and I'm maybe just not as nice of a person. I hope these heart openers helped you. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands, heart center. I hope you feel empowered to pick and choose the ones that you liked and just push them into your day. Maybe set a timer on your watch or your phone, or at the end of every Zoom meeting, just pick one or two of them and do them. Inhale, reach those hands out. Gaze to the right. Gaze to the left. Bring your hands back in. Nice. Roll your shoulders backwards. It's been my honor to share this with you. I like to conclude even our little practices by letting you know the light and the love inside of me sees, honors, and cherishes the light and the love inside of you. If that feels good to you, we can bow to each other and say Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope your heart is open. I hope your mind is open. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.